Hello everyone, welcome back to Goal Table Football Podcast. We are back with our weekly ISL Roundup, and today once again I'm joined by DJ. TD. I was looking for DJ beside me, but two of us are back once again.
DJ is not with us once again. What is the mystery behind this?
I think DJ has permanently left Indian football. He's completely disillusioned. I think we should run a hashtag.
Hashtag return to us our own DJ.
Let's see whether he responds to that or not, whether we can bring him back in the next episode. But talking of ISL, the Indian Super League has finally taken a decisive turn towards the end of it was bound to happen at some point because 12 teams cannot be in contention forever. But we have seen a decisive turn in the Indian Super League this game week, and we have had 7 or 8 matches. We'll slowly focus on each of the matches.
Slowly we will unwind.
Yes.
All the things that went behind the scenes.
Exactly. So let's unpack everything. Starting off with the most favorite team to finish at the top of the table, Mumbai. Mumbai versus Odisha. It was a top of the table clash, and it took a decisive turn.
And Odisha also looked to beat Mumbai and secure their first or second. They were still in the contention for the top spot.
Yes, but Mumbai won the match 2-1, and Mumbai looked completely invincible, right?
They are kind of, as we were discussing, they are looking very, very good, as we are discussing since I think the last 2 months.
Yes, and they are looking extremely sharp. To be more precise, Changte.
I think this was the match when we saw the real Changte once again, because he played in the Indian team, and we are having a discussion with DJ that Changte, we were not seeing the real Changte, the guile, the mobility, the attacking prowess, the sharp cut in from the right hand space to create the space and curl the ball to the second post. I think Changte was brilliant. Changte was completely untouchable during this match, and he created 1 goal, he scored another. He was brilliant. For me, he was the man of the match.
And I think we can it will be fair to say that Stimach has not been able to extract the best from Changte. We can see Changte perform at his best in Mumbai, and that has made Mumbai favorites to finish as the league winners. 47 points out of 21 matches. Odisha, on the other hand, they are on 39 points out of 21. So impossible for them to finish in top 2.
No, I think Odisha would be very disappointed, especially for me. Their coach Lovera, who was, as we know, the previous coach of Mumbai, he has won an ISL with them in the past. But this time, I think he will be very disappointed after. Also, they performed really well in the Super Cup. They reached the final, but this time I think he will be disappointed to finish 4th, as they were looking like the real deal. But in this match, Mumbai completely dominated them. 2-1 is not the fair result of the match. Odisha, the goal Odisha scored, it also came from a mistake from Purval Achenpa. But beside that, Mumbai had dominated the whole game.
Yes, I think an extremely disappointing season in a lot of ways for Odisha, because they had a lot of promises. Lobera, we remember that East Bengal was vying for Lobera. Lobera decided to join Odisha. Odisha actually qualified for the AFC Asian Cup ahead of Mohun Bagan, but they could not end up with any silverware this season. So let's see what happens in the knockout phase. They'll target for the eventual title, but it looks a little difficult.
I feel sorry for actually Diego Maurizio, because again he had a brilliant season. Because last season he scored 10 plus goals. This season also he has, I think, 12 goals. And in this match only Mauricio looked like a player who could cause some kind of trouble to Mumbai, but we saw what happened.
Yes, but shifting our focus a little from Odisha and Mumbai to Mohun Bagan, the only other team who can actually dethrone Mumbai. Mohun Bagan, to be honest, they have everything in their hands. If they win the next 2 matches, they will be able to win the title. But that was made possible due to this week's win against Punjab. They won by a solitary goal. Now, how did you see the setup? Because Havas was once again not present.
He is ill. Still, he is
Saha
ill.
is not there. He has not made a comeback in the team. So, a little lackluster in the attacking prowess. How did Mohun Bagan deal with it?
On the other hand, Gigi, I would say that Mohun Bagan played a very professional game. They knew that they had one job to be done and they did it. They needed to score a goal and win the match, and they did it somehow or another. Because the goal Mohun Bagan scored, Petratos, it was from a mistake from the Punjab's goalkeeper.
Yes.
But after they scored the goal, they actually took control of the game. Punjab did not have a sniff.
And also Abhishek Suryavanshi was the man of the match.
Had a brilliant game. He is a bright youngster playing in the midfield. We know that in the Indian setup, defensive midfielder is lacking. We were discussing after the Afghanistan game that Jixan Singh is a very good player, but he is not able to give the balance to the Indian team. I think Abhishek Suryavanshi would be a very good option for Igor Stimac or the possible next coach.
Let's see. But once again, nothing much to talk about Mohun Bagan. It was
just a clinical performance.
As you said, clinical performance. We will look forward to their upcoming 2 matches, one against Bengaluru and obviously the last, which promises to be a blockbuster
very
finish.
Spicy game.
15th April, Jo Bharati Krirangan. We will request all the fans to make it to the stadium. But let's see what happens. But one team extremely looked very unlikely to challenge for the top 2 spot about 2 weeks back. But suddenly FC Goa, they have hit a purple patch. They have had 2 matches in this game week, one against Hyderabad and one against Jamshedpur, and they won both of the matches.
Not only they won both of the matches, they actually played brilliantly. Played brilliantly in the sense that when me and DJ was discussing that why is Goa not performing very well, because if you remember before the break, that winter break for the Super Cup, Kalingo Super Cup, Goa was at the top of the league.
Yes, and then they were Kerala or Goa was on the top of the league, but they were favorites to win the
ISL, but they somehow failed to convert their chances after the resumption of the league ISL. They were not having a very good time.
Exactly.
But recently, for the last 3-4 matches, Goa seems to be like Mumbai. They are completely untouchable.
Yes.
And for me, the main difference is the regainment of the form of Noah. Noah is playing brilliantly. He has scored 4 goals in the last 2 games.
And he is in the form of his life.
He's playing really brilliantly. So I think Goa is looking at Mohun Bagan and Mumbai. They will be very happy with the Odisha scoreline, and they will look forward to finish in the 2nd spot.
So they are on 42 points from 21 games. Their last match is against Chennaiyin FC. We'll talk about that match because that promises to be another mouth-watering encounter. But looking forward to Goa actually finishing in the top 2. It will not be a very good news for Mohun Bagan fans if they end up finishing in the top 2. But let's see.
This was an interesting game, the Goa Jamshedpur match, because Jamshedpur had some stake also, because they wanted to finish. They want to finish in the 6th position, and both the teams threw their everything they had in their disposal, and it was an end-to-end match. Goals galore, as you can see in the score line. Not only the 3-2 score line, both the teams hit the woodwork a few times. So it could have been much more. It could have been 7-4 or 8-4 like that. So it was a brilliant game to watch.
But this ensures that finally, after their extremely well orchestrated resurgence under Khalid Jamil, Jamshedpur are finally out of contention.
Finally out of contention.
Because they were not supposed to be in contention. They suddenly became one of the favorites to qualify for the top 6, but finally they're out of the race. But we would say Jamshedpur would take a lot away from the second half of the season and try and build on this, because they had a very lackluster first half and they had strung a few good performances in the second half.
Actually, Jamshedpur, the thing I think that is the positive of Jamshedpur is that they are not against anything, against Mohun Bagan or against Mumbai. They are not throwing in the towels. They are fighting from the first minute to the 91st minute. And they are a brilliant sight to watch. As you know that the Jamshedpur stadium is known as the furnace. They have a very strong support behind them. I think in the next season, if they can add a few players in the teams, they will be a formidable opponent for the
and
many
we from PixelSports, we will try and cover one of the matches in Jamshedpur, because it's we actually went as a team to see one match. Let's see whether we can bring one of the matches from live from Jamshedpur. But now shifting our focus finally to the most interesting and the most fascinating game of this game week, Chennaiyin versus Northeast United. And it promised to be tug of war, and it lived up to the promise.
Yes.
The scoreline was 2-1. Even if it finished 1-1, which was the case up till the final moments of the game,
91st minute.
yes, it would not have been a fair reflection of the game, because it was very unlike a 1-1 draw. 2-1 is probably a fair reflection of the game. What would you say?
Look, eventually the team that wins the match, you have to say that it's a fair result. They deserved it, Chennaiyin. But Northeast fans, my heart goes out to them, because they beat Kerala 2-0. They came into this match kind of a favorite, but not overwhelmingly favorite, because Chennaiyin also, they are in a very red hot streak of form. They have won.
It was quite difficult to say who turned up as the favorite, to be honest.
Yes, and the match was also like that. Northeast started very brightly. They, you know the USP of the Northeast team, that they are very fast. They look to play the ball through the wings, not through the middle like Chennaiyin, like the other teams in the ISL. And they started like that. The guy named, I think, the guy who scored the goal, Jitin Nemes.
Yes, Jitin Nemes.
Jitin started the game very brightly. I think for me, he was the man of the match. He's created.
Jitin had a brilliant match. He was creating chances. He was there at the perfect time, and everything was happening around him. Yes, and also Parthiv Gogoi, who was substituted towards the end, and he looked completely flabbergasted at the substitution. He was not happy at all. But Parthiv Gogoi was also creating a lot. Right?
Very much, because Parthiv Gogoi also, he's a very skillful player, very fast, very quick, and interestingly, the Chennai recognized this during the game, that Northeast is trying to play through the wings, trying to beat them with the pace. They tried to hold the ball in the midfield and slow the game down.
And this is what happens when two informed teams are pitted against each other. They are playing very well, both of them having a purple patch, and both of them looked like winning. They were orchestrating plans against each other. It was a fascinating contest to see, but as you said, it was a heartbreak for Northeast. I remember towards the final moments of the game, the coach, the players, everyone looked completely devastated, because even if the score was 1-1, they still would have had a chance. So 1 minute they had a chance, and in the last 5 or 6 minutes,
what can you do if you are being the player from Chennai? If he scores Akash Sangwan, if he scores an Olympic goal, right, direct from the corner, what can you do? How you can set up as a team tactically to beat that? And after, they actually, Northeast was in the game till last moment. When the goals came in for Chennai in the 91st minute, Northeast was not out of the game. It was kind of a, you can say that Chennai scored the goal against the run of the play in the 91st minute, because Northeast was having a lot of possession during that time of the game, and they conceded the goal.
But I think it's a huge shout out to Chennaiyin FC. The way they have pulled themselves up, they came from nowhere. In the last 5 matches, they have won 4 of the 5 matches, 12 points from the last 5 matches, and they have all but secured the 6th spot. You to talk a little about the Chennaiyin Indian attackers, Rahim, Irfan, Rahim Ali. They created a lot, right? They were looking very energetic.
They were looking very energetic because they wanted to put their game into the field. Because much of the time we see that the Indian players in the ISL, they hide behind the foreigners, but not this team, not these guys. They played their heart out. I think they must be some instruction from the coach that just go out on the field and enjoy your game. I think every one of them looks sharp. They have a belief in them. They are not shying away from the ball. They are, once again, when in the game against Northeast, when they were beating them in the pace, these guys hold the ball, they shielded the ball, they slowed the game down. They are young players, but they showed immense experience. I think kudos to them.
Now coming to the final part of our weekly roundup. Now East Bengal, they created a lot of hope amongst the fans with sort of a fighting victory against Bengaluru. Back-to-back wins. 6 points from 2 matches. They absolutely had to make it 9 from 3. But unfortunately, the final match ended in a thumping defeat in the hands of Punjab FC, 4-1. But we'll talk about that match in a little bit. Coming to the first match first, beating Bengaluru 2-1. How did you see the match?
It was, I think both of the teams needed to win their respective match. They started the game both very cagily. Not many chances in the match, not much to talk about. Once again, East Bengal showed a very fighting spirit, winning the first penalty, converting it, then giving up a penalty. I think this shows the tendency of this East Bengal team, that when they are having something for them, going for them, they are not being able to capitalize on that.
But I think a word has to be given to Clayton Silva. His finish, he has been a force to reckon with in the last 2 seasons. At the age of 36, 37, 38, he's pulling the team almost single-handedly. Such a crucial game, such a crucial time to score, and he got himself ahead of Gurpreet and finished. It was a very good cross from Nishu Kumar. So I think the second goal was
I think it was a very well orchestrated goal.
Yes.
A very clear plan from Quadra to attack from the flanks, putting as many as crosses in, and eventually it paid.
But I think the death knell was already there. It was nailed during the penultimate match, when it was due to card issues. We knew that Prabshukan Gill would miss the final match, and Shobhik as well. And I think that proved to be crucial, right?
I think that proved to be crucial. But still, 4-1, losing 4-1 in a crunch match, in a do-or-die match, for the fans and the supporters, it's I think it's devastating. Because you have to win your matches against the teams like Punjab, who are not in the title, who are not in the 6 spots race, who are out of this race. You need to win this match.
But contrary-wise, Punjab FC, they will take a lot out of this game, because they might feel if 1 or 2 matches had gone their way, they could have qualified as well, right?
Because remember, during the beginning of the season, Punjab did not start very well, but after the winter break, they bought some players. They very good additions. I think for 4-5 matches they were unbeaten. No one, they are the debutant of this season. So this is this is a positive thing for them.
Yes.
And the next season, if they can add a few more players to their ranks, I think it will be a bright season for them.
I think a team like Mohammedan Sporting, who are sure to be coming to the ISL next season, they will take a lot of heart from the performance of Punjab FC. Punjab FC did not finish at the bottom of the table. They have actually fought their way into the top 6 battle, and they're finishing with such a big win against East Bengal. Not a very good sign for East Bengal, obviously, but just that one shining light, that goal from Shayan today.
It was a world-class goal.
Yes.
We all saw the Champions League goals in the match again between Real and Manchester City. Thumping goals from Phil Foden, Yasko Gvardiol, and Freddie Valverde. I think this goal is up on that level from Shayan.
All right, so we will now focus, completely shift our focus to the knockout stages and the title decider, the league decider, who will win, whether Mumbai or Mohun Bagan ends up winning the league, and who will end up winning the knockout stages. The top 6 battle has finally come to an end. We know our top 6 for sure. Chennaiyin FC, a huge congratulations to them for qualifying. They have proved to be a force to reckon with, and the other teams, owing to the sort of the way they have played in the last 4 matches, they would be extremely wary of Chennaiyin. We will stay focused on the ISL. We will come back again next week with the final game week, the final roundup of the ISL game week, and after that we will focus on the knockout and playoffs. We request you to stay glued to our channel, like, share and subscribe, and till then, till our next episode, stay wild.